guys, so right now I'm going to just, I know I kind of touched on in the overview video, I kind of touched a little bit on skills and skill points and all that, but I'm going to dedicate a whole video explaining it a little more in depth. So first of all, you have your like character aspect points. So this is gonna give you like your magicka, your health, your stamina, and all that stuff. So it's a little bit different. So in Skyrim, every time you leveled up, you got to choose one of these to level up with you, and then you got to choose a skill point to go to one of your perk trees. So now you get attribute points actually faster than you get skill points. So you'll just kind of randomly go in and you'll get attribute points. So I don't have any right now, unfortunately, but I recently did. You get them throughout the level, so that's why you see 4 in 1 here, because I've had 5 throughout this level, and I put 4 into health and then 1 into stamina. I don't use magicka that much because I don't use staffs. Your skills do tend to use magicka, so it's not something you want to completely ignore, but I just haven't really put too many in there. So here you see you have your actual max stuff. Spells, this is, spell resistance, so that does stuff. This is just if you're a mage. This is your actual like weapons and armor stats. So I don't have any critical damage on my weapon right now. Stat is overcharged. It becomes increasingly I don't know what that overcharge means. I've never seen that before. But my armor rating is 80 right now, so that's basically the same, whereas your armor gives you a rating that decreases damage. Your weapon has damage, so my weapon, I guess, is a 25 right now. Magic recovery, so this is while you're in combat, because like in Skyrim it's different. Your recovery is different when you're in combat or when you're just running around. So this tells you, as you can see, I regenerate 11 magicka every 2 seconds, so that's really 5.5 magicka every second. I don't know why they do every 2 seconds. That seems weird. You'd think they'd just tell you every second. But that is that stat. So that's what we got going on with your actual character attribute stats. So here it says Nightblade. When you make your character, you choose a race, and then you choose a like class, so to speak. So Nightblade is like an assassin type of player, and that just kind of helps individualize who you are a little bit more than Skyrim. It is kind of sucky in the sense that like you kind of make a big decision right away, considering it does give you a lot of skills. A lot of skills are based off your class, especially ones I've chosen right at the beginning. I did a lot to do with my class just to kind of, I don't know, I just wanted to see what your class skills did and how it kind of made your character. So I've put a lot of points into them. Moving on to the class, I know I touched on in the overview actually like morphing your abilities. So I'm actually going to show you more of what that means. So this Strife, I have the ability to morph. So I've leveled it up enough to the point where I can improve it. So as of right now, it deals 44 magic damage and heals player for 30% of the damage inflicted every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to actually choose to morph it. Morph ability. Select an ability that you wish to morph it into. So that's a standard. Now I'm going to use my skill point on this that I just got from a mission, and when I level up I'll get a skill point as well. As you can see, I'm close, and it gives me 2 options. So the first one, new effect, also heals a nearby ally. So that's cool if you're really working with your friends, because you can heal your teammates. Swallow soul, receive more healing while ability is slotted. So since I don't have a lot of allies that I'm actually playing with that are by my side, so I'm going to choose the Swallow Soul and get more health for that. So now it's down there and it will start to level up. Now I also could have chosen another skill to add on, but I didn't really need to. So that's morphing. I'm just going to kind of go through all the things in the class, even though I did kind of touch on it. Ultimate abilities, you have to be a certain rank, but they are actually in a separate control, which is Z in this case. And they generally do something a little bit more than the other skills do. These are more of like little things that kind of help you throughout. These are meant to be larger things. So this does 55 damage while reducing healing received by 50%. Damage increases. A player's ultimate charge increases up to 275%. So that sounds like it does a lot. In your class, I don't know if it's different for the other classes, but there are 3 different ones here. So assassination, and these obviously they're going to do things that it sounds like. So this is assassination stuff. Like this does 300% damage to low health targets, and since I morphed it, it actually gives me health if it kills. And basically all of these are going to do similar things. So this, I teleport next to a target and attack them. That's pretty cool. And all of these other things are going to be stuff to do with assassinating or killing silently. And then these are the passive active abilities that are just kind of there. So this one, while using your assassination abilities, it increases your weapon damage, stuff like that. So that's what you're going to be looking at there. So these don't get applied to your hotbar. These are just in the background. Shadow, this is just going to be your like sneak ability, so to speak. Shadow disguise, this makes me invisible. I believe I've morphed this one also, and that's why it gives me 70% critical hit during that duration. This doesn't last too long, but if you do get that critical, it can be pretty deadly. Plus it's good if you're trying to escape enemies. You press that button and they kind of lose where you are for a second. Now weapon, this is pretty important. This is just like Skyrim, where you have kind of your skill trees based on what weapons you use, or if you use magic or whatever. So as you can see, your magic stuff falls under here. So magic, I said in the overview, is pretty disappointing. It's not nearly as good as it is in Skyrim, and it's not something I'm gonna really use, but that's an option. So you're just gonna have different things, different skills. I think the biggest thing you're gonna see from these are actually the passive abilities. These are gonna be more like what you see in Skyrim with your skill trees. So as you can see here, with two-handed weapon equipped, light and heavy attacks with two-handed weapons do 13% splash damage to one nearby enemy. I haven't actually really used any of the passive abilities, so I don't know if they actually level up like these abilities do. But if they do, that would be pretty cool, and I'm assuming they just level up as you use different abilities. One-handed shield, I haven't used one-handed shield. So instead of actually giving blocking its own specific tree, it just combines it with using a one-handed weapon. Dual wield, of course. You know, you have different options here. Bow, I've used some bow, so actually I've poison arrow and volley. Poison arrow, it just kind of increases the damage of your shot and it poisons the enemy, so they lose a little bit more damage. Volley, volley's pretty cool. If you're close to the target, you shoot a bunch of arrows, and if they get hit by multiple, then they take more damage. So I don't really have a good bow on me, but I did start by using a bow, and I use these a ton, and they're really helpful. Your armor, of course, you have light armor and heavy armor, just like in Skyrim, but you also have medium armor now, which is, I guess, like it sounds, medium armor, it's in between. So you're going to have some of the mobility of light armor and more of the protection of heavy armor, but it's somewhere in between. And these are just more like passive abilities that are in the background, just like that. So obviously there is the actual trait that goes on your hotbar here that you can use, but yeah, that's that. So world, this world is just kind of stuff to do with the stuff actually around you. So soul trap, that would be for your enchanting, because soul gems are back in this game. Enchanting is still somewhat different, but you do need souls, and that also can be applied if you die. You can actually respawn where you are by using a soul gem instead of going to a way shrine. And then guild, that's just stuff. I'm not in a guild, so that's that. Crafting, so this is where you see your alchemy, your smithing, enchanting, all that. So this is all just passive abilities. So it allows using iron ingots. So again, that's going to be a lot more like Skyrim, but I'll do a whole video actually on the crafting system, because there's a lot added and it's pretty cool. So I'm not going to be able to really touch on all that in this video, but here you just see more passive abilities. So that's basically how these skill points work. If you get sky shards, you can get skill points. Those are just things that you find throughout the main quest. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. I'm going to be dishing out some more Elder Scrolls Online videos over this weekend, as I continue to progress and just kind of go over what this game is about. Leave a comment based on what you think on this skill tree based on, or compared to Skyrim, and whether or not you think you're going to buy the game. I really do want to hear what you guys think, because I'm kind of sitting on the fence with this game as well, whether or not it's worth a subscription fee and all that. So again, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys next time.